Hello and welcome to another session of Mindful Data Mine. In this session, we will be working with flat file using infile statement. Before starting with the flat file, any idea what is a flat file? Let me just tell you. Simply a database stored in a file, for example, a text file .txt format or a CSV file is known as a flat file. Flat file doesn't have any structure for indexing or anything. That's why they are known as flat file. An Excel file having .xlsx, xlsxm, etc. will not be considered as a flat file because there we have a structure defined. Okay, so for this I have created few files. What we'll do is first we will import all those files and then we'll start with the hands-on session. So to do this, uh, if you have guys have already gone through my previous tutorials or sessions, then you know how to create a folder. But in case if you have missed it, so simply when you click on file homes, you click on new, you can create a folder. Now inside this tutorial folder, I want to upload 4 different files. These are the four files which I have created for you. I'll show you the content of these files. So this is the same text which we have wrote in our previous session, which is related to creating our own data set using cards or data lines. But this is in various formats. So the first one is simple delimited file having space as delimiter. The second one is a CSV file, and the third one is tab separated. The fourth file is a bit different. It's top 10, you can say, celebrity data around the world. So what I'll do is I'll start one by one and I'll try to import all the 4 files. Okay, so to start with, we need to write the same thing, data A. This is the mandatory step to create a data set using data step, followed by infile. So infile is the statement which we use to take input from a file, followed by the file path. So here I'll click on my right click on my file, click on properties, and from here I'll take the location and I'll simply put it in double quotes here, followed by a semicolon. And then I'll write input statement. In the input statement, we'll pass emp underscore id, name, then we have our designation, and last one is city. Let me just open it one more time to check. So it's the designation and city. In the end, we need to write run. If you remember, we have added a colon sign with $10 value here, and we have copied it with designation and city as well. Now let's try to run this and check the results. So here we are getting employee ID 123, name as ABC, designation as Sales HR Analytics, city as Delhi, Mumbai, Chandigarh. So here, because this is a simple file, we are able to import it using space as a delimiter. But what if we have a comma as a separator? By this, what I really meant to say is my file looks something like this. Instead of space, now it is separated by a comma. And I have also added some missing values in between. this second file, that's a CSV file. So CSV stand for comma separated value. So now I'll change this to 2.csv and I'll keep it as it is. Let's run this and first check what happens if I do not add anything. So we are not getting any data here. Now in SAS, we have an option known as DLM or delimiter. In delimiter, we need to pass the delimiter name. I'm sorry, not the name, but the symbol which is used. So if it is pipe delimited, then we need to use pipe. If it is slash delimited, then slash. If it is dot delimited, then dot. Since our file is comma separated, we are using comma as the delimiter. Let's see what happens when we use comma as a separator here. We are getting employee ID as 12, name as AB, sales and Mumbai here. In city we are getting Delhi 3. So if I'll open this, let's see, we are getting 1A sales Delhi, 1A sales Delhi is correct. Then 2B, HR is missing. Then we have Mumbai. So Mumbai is coming in designation and in city we are getting 3. Of course that's a employee ID, we already know that. But why it happens so? So by default SAS is checking for delimiters only, and since it won't be able to recognize what is missing and what is not missing, that's why it's passing the data as it is or as requested, because we have only said that okay, my file is comma delimited. That's why it is only passing the data as it is. Now to overcome this situation, what we can do is we can use another option which is DSD, stand for delimiter sensitive data. If you want, you can read more information about it here. Okay, now when we use this, let's check the result. So now we are getting rows with blank or null value as well. So in employee ID we are getting 1, 2, 3, name as ABC, designation as sales, blank analytics, and city as Delhi, Mumbai, blank. Okay, now my third file type is tab delimited. So because tab is not a special character, so we cannot pass it directly here. So in all such cases, when you know that okay, this is not a special character, then we can put the hexadecimal value for that particular character or delimiter. So for tab it's 09 and x says it's hexadecimal. So when we put it like this, and I'll change it to 3.txt to pick the next file from same location, and if I'll run it, okay, with DSD in the end, it should give me the same result. So we are getting employee ID 123, name as ABC, designation as sales, HR analytics, city as Delhi, Mumbai, Chandigarh. Because we do not have any missing values, that's why there is no missing data. The fourth file is a very special file because this file is not separated by any delimiter, but it's a fixed width or fixed length file. Now what do I mean by fixed length file is, I'll open this file quickly on my desktop. So here my employee ID begins from 1, okay, and it goes to 2, and my first name starts from 3, it goes to 13, sorry, and from 14 my last name starts. Similarly, my last name goes till 24 and after that my occupation starts from 25th character and it goes till 46, and from 47th character onwards I have the nationality. Okay, so this is another kind of file which is mainly required when you are working with flat files. Okay, so this is a fixed length or fixed width file in which we have predefined columns. Okay, from this column to this column this particular value will be available. After this particular value it will be available on this particular location. Okay, so to import all these files, what we can do is simply I'll quickly change the name to 4.txt. Now I'll remove this, and if I again open this, so you'll see that there are few blanks as well in this dataset or in this file. Okay, now I'll update my input details. So first one is rank, then I have first underscore name which starts from 3 and goes till 13. Then we have last name which start from 14 and goes till 24, followed by occupation which starts from 25 and goes to 46. And let's say we have nationality and our requirement is such that anything after 46 is nationality, so we took it as $50. Okay, now let's try to run it and check the result. When we run it, we are supposed to get 10 records here. We are getting records like 1 Barack Obama politician, then because if I'll open it side by side it should be American, then it should be 2 Jennifer, but we are getting here only. Okay, by default SAS use an option known as flow over. That means if it is unable to find a particular value, it will go to the next line and start reading from there. So this is the default criteria, I would say, that SAS uses. To overcome this, what we can do is we can use an option known as misover with infile. So if you read about it, so it prevents the input statement from reading a new line, which it is doing here. Okay, it's reading the new line to Jennifer, and what it does is uh, reading a new input data record if it does not find the value in the current input file. So in short, it will set empty variables to missing when reading short length, but it can skip a value. What I mean by this, let's see the results. My expectation is I should get Barack Obama politician American in the end. Now let me just run it. So by using misover, I'm getting all the 10 records, but it says Barack Obama politician, and I'm not getting nationality here at all for any of the values because it's reading and it's considering it as a short length record, and in the end it's just skipping the last value. That might cause a problem when you're working with the data. To overcome this situation, there is another option available in SAS which is known as trunk over. So it works in the similar fashion like misover, with the catch that it will read till end of line so that it does not miss anything. Okay, so let me just run this and check what I really meant to say by this trunk over. Now we are getting all the 10 records and we are getting the nationality as well. If you look at the data now, it should look in the similar way. Here at the 10th position, we are not getting the first name. In the data also, we are not having it. And 5th and 9th record doesn't have a last name. 5th and 9th record doesn't have a last name. Then 8th record and 4th record doesn't have occupation. 4th and 8th record doesn't have occupation. And nationality is missing for 2, 4, 8. It's missing for 2, 4, and 8. So to overcome such situation, we can use trunk over. Now there is one more option provided by SAS, which is known as stopover. So let's assume that you have a requirement that the data should not be missing at all. And in case if it is missing, then our job should stop with an error. So for all such situations, we use stopover. Let's see what happens when we use stopover. Now I've used stopover. If you see here, it become red with a cross sign and it didn't read any of the record. Let's check the log what it says. Input statement exceed record length. Okay, followed by the SAS system stopped processing this step because of errors. Okay, the data step workg is incomplete. When this step was stopped, there was zero observation read from the file. This is because we have added a stopover in the end. So this is how we can work with flat file in SAS using infile statement. In case if you have any queries or concerns, please let me know in comment section. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.